Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All praises due to Allah. We praise Him and we seek His help. Whomsoever Allah guides is the truly guided one, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, none can show him guidance. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship but Allah alone, and I bear witness that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is His last messenger. My dear viewers, welcome to another live edition of Ask Huda. Our phone numbers and the contact informations: area code 002, then 0238555132. Alternatively, area code 002, then 010005469323. WhatsApp numbers: area code 001, then 347-80625, and finally area code 001-361-489-1503. Facebook page is Salah Official, and we're also live on my YouTube channel. Muhammad Abdul Alim is asking in a pending question: what is the best dua for parents? There are many beautiful supplications for the parents, some suggested and prescribed in the Quran. In Surah Ibrahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recounted the supplication of Ibrahim alayhi salam to his parents, to himself and to his parents. Surah Ibrahim, chapter number 14. In ayah number 40, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quoted upon us what Ibrahim alayhi salam used to invoke Allah, saying, رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ الْحِسَابِ. My Lord, forgive me and forgive my parents and the believers the day on which the account will be established, yani on the day of judgment. In Surah Al-Isra, ayah number 24, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us, besides being dutiful to one's parents, a sign of being dutiful is to include them in your prayer all the time. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. By saying, my Lord, have mercy on them as they raised me when I was young, when I was a child. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith that whenever a man in the barzakh realizes that his status has been promoted in paradise, he's been raised into a high level, so he will ask Allah, Rabbi, Fima, what is the reason? Because I'm in the grave, I'm not doing any good deeds, I'm not doing any worship. So it will be said to him, بِدُعَاءِ وَلَدِكَ لَكَ, because your child have been praying for you. The walad here refers to the child, whether it's he or she. So brothers and sisters, always remember to make dua for your parents. رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لَهُمَا وَارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِدَيَّ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ الْحِسَابِ. Those who are still alive among them, make dua for them. May Allah give them health, may Allah give them strength, may Allah enable you to take care of them. Support them by every possible means, financially, morally, spiritually, physically. Serve them, because they will be your path to paradise. Whoever is dead among them, include them in your dua. They have been constantly making dua for you when they were alive, and now they cannot even benefit themselves. So they are desperately in need for the dua, and no one else will remember them as much as you, supposedly. Mirza Anis Beg. Mirza is asking a question: if a person had observed the 5 pillars of Islam strictly in his lifetime, but at the same time he has not been honest or just in giving the heirs their due rights in their inheritance, what will be the situation in the grave, and when we know that he will be asked for it on the day of judgment? Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Afridi from Bangladesh. Assalamu alaikum, Afridi.
Walaikum salam, Sheikh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah wa shukrullah. Thank you for asking, Afridi. Go ahead.
Sheikh, is it permissible to play online games where virtual currency is used? That means winning party gets the double currency and the losing party loses all currency, although it's virtual currency.
Okay, so
Got
basically,
it?
yeah, Afridi, you play a game, but meanwhile you pay. In case you win, you take more money, and in case you lose, then you lose whatever you paid. Am I correct?
Yes, it's kind of virtual currency, just coin, and
Okay.
the authority initial provides me as a gift.
Okay, if we are talking about something materialistic, whether it's financial, money, or a prize, or you put your phone and I put my phone, and whoever wins take the two phones. This is typical gambling. So the value of the bet doesn't matter. What matters is it is a bet. It is a form of gambling, so that is not permissible. If a third person is promising one of the competitors, the winner, I will pay him that much, fine, this is halal, provided the game itself is halal. But I participate in some sort of race or competition where I chip in, I put some down payment, and if I win, I will take double the amount, triple the amount, or 10 times, 10 folds of the amount based on how many competitors. But if I lose, I don't even take what I paid. This is pure gambling. Thank you, Afridi from Bangladesh. So when Mirza asked, the person was, mashallah, very dutiful, fulfilled the 5 pillars of the deen, but he have wronged some of the heirs, did not give them their due rights of the inheritance. Will he be held accountable in the barzakh, in the grave, and will he have, severe consequences for that? No doubt. No doubt. There is something called haqqullah, and there is something called haqqul ibad. Allah's right and the humans' rights. The humans, or other than the humans, could be animals likewise, the servants' rights. So haqqullah, when he demanded you to offer the 5 daily prayers, to fast, to perform Hajj, okay, so this is exclusively Allah's right upon you. We agreed before that none of those rights would benefit Allah or to increase His domain or to make Him better or bigger. It's rather to reflect upon your own behavior with others, your manners. So if that is not reflecting upon your behavior, like Allah says about the prayer, inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. The prayer is supposed to ward off the person against evil, against illicit relations. But if a person is praying and he is not abstaining from those illicit activities, then the prayer is not effective. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, من كانت عنده مظلمة لأخيه في دم أو مال فليتحللها منه قبل أن يأتي يوم ليس فيه درهم ولا دينار إلا الحسنات والسيئات فإن كان له حسنات أخذ من حسناته بقدر مظلمته وإلا أخذ من سيئات صاحبه فطرحت عليه ثم طرح في النار. In this sound hadith, the Prophet ﷺ reminds and he warns, if any person happen to hurt somebody or take any of his property or wrong him or her by any means, then you better seek their forgiveness and settle your case with them before a day will come on which there will be no dirham nor dinar, no dollar, nor euros, nor currency. The dealing will not be with gold, silver, or cash or checks. It would rather be with the good deeds and the bad deeds. So if a person have wronged somebody and did not settle the case with him or her before their death, then on the day of judgment, the case will be settled through the hasanat, the good deeds and the bad deeds. The person who have been oppressed or wronged will come to collect as much hasanat as it will make him or her happy and satisfied from the account of the oppressor, the person who wronged them or did wrong to them. Then if it was more than 1, 2, 20, 40, 200, 400, each person will keep collecting from that person's good deeds until his good deeds will vanish. Then when his good deeds vanish and still people have rights with him, so it will be taken from their bad deeds and it will be cast upon him. So he will bear their bad deeds or some of their bad deeds. And this is how this person will become bankrupt, even though he used to pray, he used to fast, he used to do a lot of voluntary acts of worship, he's done many hajj, but huququl ibad, the servants' rights, are very, very crucial. They will not be forgiven simply by performing hajj or umrah, by praying at night, or by fasting during Ramadan. You have to do what is known as tahallul, seek their forgiveness. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Fawziya from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Brother, I have two questions to ask. The first question is when, it's the mustahab to do ghusl on Jummah. I just wanted to know on Thursday night after Maghrib, if let's say my brother who's supposed to attend Jummah or I myself, is it okay to take a bath or shower after Maghrib on Thursday night? Would it be counted as mustahab for Jummah Salah for next day? And the second question is, sorry, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and the second question is, I have been offered a job role where it is included in the kitchen that they ask me to cook the haram chicken, which is not zibha, the slaughtered one. So it is part of the job, and can I accept this job while I can wear gloves to use to cook the chicken, or it won't be a halal job? So just wanted to ask these two questions. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Sister Fawziya from the UK. Assalamu alaikum. Aminada from the USA. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Ask Huda.
My question is that as a nurse, can you work with pediatrics patient, male pediatrics, like age from 11 to 15? If you notice that they have some signs of puberty on them, like growth on the armpits, hair growth on the armpits, and around, the groin area. So these are complete sick children. They are disabled. Some of them are not able to talk or walk. So is it okay as a female nurse to work with this kind of patient?
Okay. Thank you, Aminada from the USA. You have another question?
I have another question.
Yeah?
Yes. And as a home health nurse, sometimes I work at home, and some of these patients, their parents have dogs. So is it okay to pray at their houses, or do I have to wait until I come home and do my prayers? Because there's dog hair everywhere sometimes.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's okay to pray.
Okay.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Amir from India. Assalamu alaikum, Amir.
Wa alaikum salam. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I have this question. I've been trying to ask this question from lots of scholars, but I have not been able to get an accurate answer. The question is that, is it allowed to help non-Muslims in their marriages by providing them an online matrimony portal?
Okay.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to know. Can we make them an online matrimony web portal available where only non-Muslims can, look for their potential spouses?
Okay, you're talking about the matching business, am I correct?
Yes, right.
Okay.
For Muslims, and my question is specifically for non-Muslims. Can we also make this platform available for non-Muslims too?
So what is your role exactly in the matrimonial business? Is it the proposal, the matching business, or You
No,
introduce them.
this would be an online matrimony business. I'm already underway through a development of a website for Muslims. Now I'm looking for to make one for non-Muslims too. So what is the Islamic standpoint
Amir, I
in
got,
helping non-Muslims in their marriages?
yeah, I got your question. But my
Okay.
question to you, a follow-up question is, what is your role? Is it just to introduce them to each other, to do the matching procedure, or you arrange for the dating and the meeting and all of that?
This is for the business purpose.
Well, you still didn't answer my question. Maybe you didn't get my question. Amir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What is the role of that business? Just the matching, introducing them to each other, or do you organize the dating afterward?
Okay, the role of the business would be to allow the potential partners to, look for their choices and, ask questions online. And so.
Are you still there, Amir? Assalamu alaikum. طيب. Abu Bakr from Ethiopia. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Go ahead, Abu Bakr.
Wa alaikum salam.
Please go ahead.
My question is how to spend the car on the proper way, because we want to take out the car, but the problem we are facing is the difficulties in how to spend it. Can we spend it in renovating mosques or such activities, which are sometimes ambiguous in regards to the Sharia? Can you please elaborate best ways to take out zakah?
طيب. Okay. Thank you. Sister Fawzia from the UK. غسل الجمعة واجب على كل محتلم. That's a sound hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ proposes the importance and the recommendation of performing ghusl on Friday. غسل الجمعة. When do you perform ghusl? Do you perform ghusl on Thursday evening, or before Fajr on Friday, or after Fajr? What is the purpose of performing ghusl on Friday? The purpose is for the jama'ah. So when you go to the masjid and you attend the congregational prayer, and those companions who used to wear wool and it was hot in the peninsula, so sometimes they would smell. So the Prophet ﷺ recommended performing ghusl prior to attending the Friday prayer. So you should keep the ghusl as close as possible to going to the masjid. If you go into the masjid at 10 a.m., do ghusl right before you leave. If you're going to the masjid at 9, before or after, do ghusl, then go to the masjid. Barakallahu fikum. Obviously, if you're asking about the recommended ghusl, there is another ghusl which is due to having sexual relations or after the menses. So this is a mandatory ghusl. A person should do immediately as soon as they are ready to offer the next prayer, whether it's before Fajr or before Isha or before Maghrib. Second question, that she's offered a job somewhere where she will be cooking something haram. What is the difference between cooking pork meat or a meat of a dead animal? والله سبحانه وتعالى said in the ayah, حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به والمنخنقة والموقوذة والمتردية والنطيحة وما أكل السبع إلا ما ذكيتم وما ذبح على النصب. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listed some items in respect of meat that Muslims are not allowed to consume. حرمت has been made forbidden for you. Number one, al-mayta. So if I know that this animal is dead, it was not sacrificed, I cannot eat it, nor can I serve it to others. I cannot cook it. I cannot even offer it to non-Muslims. والدم, the blood. I know a lot of people, they may think, what do you mean the blood? Well, in some parts in the United States and Mexico, people actually collect the blood and they cook with it. This blood, which is shed due to the sacrifice of the animal, is haram. Subhanallah, it's a perfect growth for microorganisms and bacteria. It's haram. Allah specified ad-dam, the blood. So, well, we collect the blood and we sell it to those who cook with it. Haram. Lahmul khinzir. It's haram to raise it, haram to cook it, haram to sell it, haram to serve it, the swine flesh. The Prophet ﷺ said, Inna Allah idha harrama shay'an, harrama thamana. Once Allah forbids anything, then its price is forbidden. It's haram to sell it, it's haram to buy it, it's haram to serve it. That if you know for sure that you will be serving haram meat, or a meat of an animal which is not sacrificed. Aminada from the USA. The first question, that she works with people with special needs. So some kids who reach the age of puberty, she can tell because she will be taking care of everything about them. She's like a nurse. So showering, answering the call of nature, they are with sometimes full disability. So she would have to take care of everything about them. The ruling in Islam that the one who should check on a woman as far as medicine is a female, a Muslim female doctor, a Muslim female nurse. We don't have a Muslim female nurse. Then a female nurse or a doctor, even if she is not Muslim. Then a female who is not Muslim. Okay? Then a male Muslim. Then a male non-Muslim, who's the last option if I don't have any. So for you, sister, if those disabled children are girls, it doesn't matter, because me as a Muslim, whenever I am as a physician or as a nurse taking care of patients, they are in the nude, in the operating room with disability, I have to shower them. Moreover, number one, I lower my gaze. Number two, I wear gloves so I don't touch their bodies with bare hands, but to work with the same gender of yours. And then another man would work with the female, with the male genders. So a man with the men or with the boys, and a female with the women. Secondly, when she goes to the houses of some of those patients, they have dogs as pets, and so they wander all over the house, and the hair of the dogs are everywhere. Can I pray in such place? No, you cannot pray on that spot, but you can ask for a clean rug or mat to offer the prayer on, because one of the prerequisites of the validity of the salah, namaz, or the prayer is the purity of the spot on which you're offering the prayer. So if you keep in your pocket, you're going to work in any of those houses, and you know that the dogs are loose, so they run here and there, they lick here and there, you cannot pray anywhere, because most likely the place is impure. So you keep a scarf in your purse, or a prayer rug which is kind of thin, so you can fold it and it will not take much space. And then whenever you want to pray, you know where is the Qibla, you spread it on the carpet, on the floor, on the marble, and you offer the prayer. Even if the spot beneath it is impure, it's dry, so the impurity will not be transmitted to the rug. And in this case, you can offer the prayer on time. Barakallahu fikum. Amir from India. Matrimonial business. It's a very good business. It's a halal business with conditions. I am not permitted to post pictures of women who are not wearing hijab, because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered women to cover up, then whether she is Muslim or non-Muslim, I'm not allowed to post her picture. Arranging marriage and matrimonial business for Muslims or non-Muslims alike is permissible with those conditions. Okay? Then I should not arrange for the dating or what follows that, because it's not permissible. We have some, criterions. A girl listed what she is expecting from a man, and a man listed his expectations, and you do the matching business. You introduce them to each other and you charge them for that. This process itself is permissible. When you provide pictures with hijab for women, those who are seriously interested in getting married. I'm talking about a man who is looking for a woman to marry with certain traits. So we have the woman. We know that the man is serious. He's not just wandering around and playing around. So it's okay to look at the picture, and then they take it from there. And you take your commission on that, and the business itself is halal if you keep in mind taking care of these conditions. Barakallahu fikum. Abu Bakr from Ethiopia, before we take a short break, said, what is the best way to spend the zakah? And he gives some examples. What about renovating the masjid and so on? The best way is what Allah the Almighty prescribed in ayah number 60, chapter number 9, Surah At-Tawbah, when he said, إنما الصدقات, referring to the mandatory zakah. إنما حصر وقصر, exclusively. The zakah must be paid to the following categories. And he counted 8 of them. The poor, the needy, the workers, people who are new to Islam and in need, freeing the slaves, those who are in debt and they cannot afford to pay their debt, fi sabilillah, for jihad, for da'wah. So those are the categories which are listed in ayah number 60. When you examine them, you find a very predominant criterion is poverty, al-fuqara wal-masakin. So what about building a masjid out of the zakah fund? No, that is not permissible. Why not? Well, you pay your zakah to build a masjid in which you will pray. You are a rich man, and my children and my wife, rich people will benefit out of it. The money which we take out of our wealth, 2.5%, to give it to those who are in need, to the poor, not to build a hospital or a school or a pave a road or build a masjid which all of us, poor and rich, will benefit out of it. Rather, it should be paid exclusively to those who are eligible for it, beginning with al-fuqara wal-masakin, the poor and the needy. We'll take a short break, brothers and sisters, and inshallah we'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. Our phone numbers should appear on the bottom of the screen, and we have some callers. Assalamu alaikum, Hamman from the USA.
Hello, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I want to know if a Muslim can wish for death or pray for death.
For himself, you mean?
Yeah, for himself or somebody who's in tribulation or a very bad trial.
We need to talk, Haman. We need to talk. But I just want to make sure that that is actually your name. Is it correct, Haman? Hello? Okay. I got you, brother. I got you. Assalamu alaikum. Nabila from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, Sheikh, my question is Tahiyatul Masjid recommended only for men or is for men and women both?
Sister Nabila, could you do me a favor and raise your voice, please?
Is Tahiyatul Masjid recommended only for men or is it for men and women both?
Sister Nabila, can you hear me?
Yes, Sheikh.
Can you do me a favor? Repeat your question, but raise your voice, please.
Is Tahiyatul Masjid recommended for only for men, or is it men and women?
Oh, okay. Got your question. Sister Nabila from the UK. I'll tackle your question before Haman because I need to spend some time with the brother from the USA. Tahiyatul Masjid, or greeting, the prayer for greeting the mosque whenever you enter, is for both men and women. The Prophet ﷺ said in the sound hadith, which is agreed upon its authenticity, إذا دخل أحدكم المسجد فلا يجلسن حتى يصلي. Whenever any of you, men or women, adult, young, doesn't matter, whenever you enter the masjid, you should not sit down before offering the prayer. If there is no prescribed prayer, nor nafila, then pray 2 rak'ahs with the intention of offering the greeting for the masjid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Idris from Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, Idris, assalamu alaikum.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, thank you for asking. I'm okay.
Sheikh, I had a question. I had 2 questions. My first question was after urinating and cleaning it off with a toilet paper or water, are we supposed to do istinja and start doing the wudu, or the istinja is not included after doing urinating? And my second question is, are we supposed to pray the 4 rakahs of Zuhr Sunnah prayers and divided by 2, or is it okay that we should pray it in 4? Thank you.
طيب, yeah, Idris. The term
Yes.
istinja refers to cleaning up one's private part after answering the call of nature, whether number 1 or number 2. And it's a must.
Okay.
It's a must. If somebody passes urine, urinates, or defecates, does number 2, it's a must to do istinja. It can be achieved by the means of water, which is the best, or it can be done through tissues or toilet paper, as long as the person makes certain that they have cleaned up their private parts after the call of nature. So it's a must. Every time that the person passes urine, they must do the istinja and clean up their private before making wudu. If they didn't, and they just passed urine, they pulled up their pants, zipped off their pants, and made wudu, the wudu is invalid. And if the wudu is invalid, then the whole prayer is invalid eventually. And any ibadah which requires wudu will be invalid, because the wudu is invalid due to the fact that there was no istinja. The sunnah before dhuhr and the sunnah before asr, or any sunnah, the Prophet ﷺ said, Salatul layli mathna mathna, Salatul layli wa nahari mathna mathna. So this is a prophetic recommendation to pray 2 by 2. Barakallahu fikum, Idris. The brother from the USA, is it permissible for a Muslim to long for death or to wish for death for another person who is going through very hard time? The Prophet ﷺ answered this question when he said, لا يتمنين أحدكم الضر لا يتمنين أحدكم الموت لضر أصابه. None of you should long for death simply because he's going through a hardship, or experiencing a hard time, or having a dilemma in his or her life, adversity, sickness, suffering. So what do we do, O Prophet of Allah? Ask Allah for the relief. Ask Allah to take you out of the hardship and out of difficulty. Endure it patiently, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you. When we visit somebody at the hospital and we know that they are in pain, we ask Allah to give them shifa. We ask Allah to make it easy for them to choose what is best for them. We don't say, oh Allah, just take them unto you, make them die. Because we don't ask for death except in one condition. Except in one condition. When life is full of tribulations and trials, and the person is afraid to be tried in his deen and religious commitment. So he says, Allahumma in alimta al-hayata khayran li Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make me live if you know that life is good for me. And توفني ما علمت الوفاة خيرا لي. And take me unto you if you know in the knowledge of the unseen with you that death is better for me, then take me unto you. So still we don't say, oh Allah, take me unto you, or make me die. I wish I would die. No, we don't long for death. A person with terminal cancer, with the severe, renal failure, with whatever, this is something from Allah to purify us from our sins. And then when the test is increased, perhaps the person would meet Allah with no sins, and that is good for him, provided he or she would endure this calamity or sickness patiently. We do not look at those kind of tests and trials, physical, financial tests, health-wise, as a curse from Allah. No, not necessarily. Alhamdulillah for everything, and we endure it patiently. But we do not long for death. We say rather, whenever there is something that you fear it may change your deen or religious commitment, اللهم أحيني ما كان ما علمت الحياة خير لي وتوفني ما علمت الوفاة خير لي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shihab from the UK. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you hear me, Shihab? One more time. Okay. Let me take Sadatu is asking, the question is on my page right now, or actually from the previous segment. The ruling regarding reciting Quran loud during prescribed obligatory prayers, is it different for women? No, it is not different for women. It is the same for women. So during the Jahri, the loud prayers, Fajr and the first two rakahs of Maghrib and Isha, the sunnah is to recite the Fatiha and the Quran after with a loud voice, whether you are praying in Jama'ah as an Imam or by yourself, so you can hear yourself. You say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim in those prayers, Fajr, first two rakahs of Maghrib and first two rakahs of Isha. Same with women. At home you do the same. Only if you happen to pray in public and around men who are not your mahram, then you don't recite out loud. In the Salah, which you call it Sirriya, we still recite, but not audible recitation. Can I recite in a way where I can just hear myself because it gives me more khushu'? Yes, that is permissible for both men and women. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shihab from the UK. Assalamu alaikum, brother Shihab.
Wa alaikum salam. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I would like to ask you about the student loan. Can it be considered as an investment?
No, it's not an investment. It's a loan. It's a loan. If they give you a goodly loan because you're a student, or with a promise that you will work for them 5 years after, as some providers they do in the USA, that's perfectly fine. But when you take a loan and you promise or you agree to pay back 5 years later or 10 years later, or once you pick up a job with interest, no matter how much is the interest, then this is an interest-based loan. That's called riba. Barakallah feek, brother Shihab from the UK. There is another question here from Ben Bloody, who says, what if a woman prays at home on Friday? Is ghusl also as close to Jumu'ah? Well, that's another question. As a follow-up question, in the beginning I answered the question of the sister who said, can I perform a ghusl? Or can a person perform ghusl on Friday in the evening on Thursday? As we know that for instance, recitation of Surah Al-Kahf, I can begin the recitation from Maghrib on Thursday because the night of Friday has begun then. Can I perform ghusl? No. The vast majority of the scholars are of the view that it's not permissible and it doesn't count. The beginning is after Fajr. But the best time is soon before you're going for the Jumu'ah. Likewise for women. If you want to do ghusl before the Jumu'ah, if you pray at home, you're not praying Jumu'ah, you're praying Dhuhr. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Maya from the USA.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ask Huda.
I have one question regarding one of the episodes on the Garden of the Pious. We were talking about the fasting, and I don't know, maybe I might have misunderstood it, but you said like if we have, for example, like a day off and we have to fast the 3 days and the 3 days are after, then we can fast them on those given days. But if we do, are we still getting the same reward as if we were doing them on their own time or not?
Oh, you're talking about the 3 white days, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Am I correct?
Right, or either the Monday or the Thursday, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, barakallahu feek.
Wa feekum barak. Assalamu alaikum. Sister Safa from the KSA.
Salah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, thank you for asking. Go ahead.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Salah.
Zana wa
Sheikh, I happened to keep a chair when I went to pray because children were running around. Then I found that my concentration in Salah was better when the chair was in front of me. Probably I was... Then I continued keeping the chair even when there is nobody disturbing me. So am I doing something wrong or...
As a matter of fact, Safa, you are fulfilling the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, إذا صلى أحدكم فليصلي إلى سترة وليدنو منها. A sutra is any object that you keep ahead of you, in front of you while praying, so that no one will cross in front of you. And even if you're praying by yourself at home, keep a sutra, because a sutra blocks also Satan from crossing before you and blocking your prayer or disturbing your khushu' in the salah. So you should do that whether whether you have kids who are running around or you're praying by yourself. Keep a sutra all the time in front of you. The sutra could be your chair, or if you draw to the wall, so right before you, when you make sujood, there is just a short distance between you and the wall, you and the bed, you and the chair, or the object or the sutra. Okay? Barakallah feek. Sister Maya from the USA. She said, and I want to tell you that, wallahi, I'm really impressed. Now we are talking about a totally different level of understanding of the deen. The sister is asking about, in one of the episodes where I was speaking about the voluntary fasting of the 3 days, which are known as Al-Ayyam Al-Bid, 13th, 14th, and 15th of every lunar month. We know that it is highly recommended. There are a bunch of hadith in this regard, like the hadith which is narrated by Abu Hurairah. She says that I also mentioned that if somebody wasn't available or was not feeling well and did not get to fast the 3 days, or any of the 3 days on time, 13th, 14th, and 15th, then they can fast on any 3 days in the month, and that will do it. Her question is, would that give you the same reward? That's a very good question. I hope it will give you the same reward, because fasting for a single day, its reward is 10-folds. So 3 days, that is 30, and that is the purpose. Yes, the priority is for fasting on those 3 days, when the moon is full, when the night is bright. Like fasting on Mondays and Thursdays. The Prophet ﷺ said, and she also included it in the question, Monday, it's a day on which I was born. Thursday, a day on which our deeds are being presented before Allah. What if I wasn't feeling well? I had a headache. The other day, last week, when I said, we only have 1 or 2 days left, it was last Wednesday actually, when I said a couple more days left in Muharram, and the best fasting after Ramadan, the Prophet ﷺ said, is fasting during Shahrullah al-Muharram. So I advised the viewers to fast on Thursday, the following day. I didn't fast, and I didn't feel bad about it. because I had a guest coming from out of town, traveling. So I had to break my fast in order to host the guest, and that's a sunnah. So that's okay. Well, can you make it up some other day? I did fast on Sunday. I made it up on Sunday before Muharram was over. So is that permissible? That is permissible. So if you have an excuse, you still get the same reward, inshallah. Lovely question, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all, brothers and sisters. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance.